Guys, massive game this weekend. Man United versus Arsenal. I'm going to go to Henry first on this. How do you see the game going? There's a lot of people confident that Arsenal will smash Man United with our injury problems, lack of strikers, no goals. How do you see this game going Sunday afternoon, 4:30?
Yeah, I think Arsenal will win. I think they'll be extremely confident after their decent performance out in the Netherlands. The fact that you're going to have less rest as well because you played on Thursday, and they can essentially make 11 changes and still progress to the next round of the Champions League. I think Arsenal now, they just need to build some momentum. Like if they draw this game or were to lose, a lot of people are going to forget about that Champions League win they had, on Tuesday. I think Odegaard had a really good performance. I think the aim will probably be to try and carry that form into this game. I'd be absolutely amazed. I know they've got a bad record there, but I'd be amazed if Man United beat this Arsenal team. Like they are still strong defensively. They're still strong in the midfield. It's just that, that up front's just not been firing on all cylinders for the last couple of weeks. But overall, I think Arsenal win. I think they'll probably come away with a 2-0 victory, and then you'll be back in the mud with me and Pat because you're still going to be bloody 13th and 14th come the end of the weekend. But yeah, I think Arsenal win 2-0. I think it'll be a fairly comfortable game for them, even if you did play some semi-decent stuff in Bilbao against Sociedad. So
yeah, I can't see Manchester United scoring. And I agree with Henry. I think it'll be like 2-0. I don't think it'll be that entertaining of a game just in general, but I think Arsenal will do enough to create that space and get a goal. I think maybe, nah. See, I was gonna try and see if Manchester United can maybe do something, but nah. I think it'll just
perform better in the big games, but I just think Arsenal will be too strong.
Hey, I don't like all this, guys. I don't like all this positive talk about Arsenal. What's all this now?
Will, especially you. With all due respect, I can't sit there and go, United are going to get something out of this game. Hoyland and Zirkzee are going to do something. Yeah. No, wait, it's Hoyland and Zirkzee.
Hey.
I don't think that
Terry's going to find Diogo Dalot.
Even Will you?
But the thing is, but I don't even think that Terry right now can give you something positive about Manchester United.
I definitely don't believe that, because even me, as much as Man U are rubbish and they are 14th or 15th, I can never disrespect this fixture. Innit? Terry knows this fixture gives me. I've had a lot of trauma with this fixture over the years, so. For me to go into this fixture,
the people who gave you the trauma aren't there now. It's Hoyland.
No, but it does not matter. The flashbacks always. I still Rashford. Well, I see all these
He's
things.
Not here anymore. Instead of Rashford, it's Garnacho.
Bro. Okay, that's that. I'm excited. If he starts the game, I'll be excited. But with that being said, we still don't have a striker. You still don't have a striker.
You have the best defense in the league, and you're up against the front three of Garnacho, Hoyland, and Zirkzee.
How many goals combined?
It's still Arsenal versus Manchester United, bro. It's different.
I hear you.
I'm not saying, Tom. I'm not saying I'm not confident that we will still win the game, but I'm never going to disregard the value of the fixture, because I've seen us rock up against Man United teams as bad or sometimes even worse than this. Actually, nothing.
But Kunle, let's be honest.
No, worse than this 11. They're still been able to make something happen.
No, but Kunle, if they had their players, if they had the likes of Mainu and Ahmad available, I'd sit there and go, yeah, because they've got X factor on the pitch. They've got players who can make stuff happen. Yeah. I genuinely think Arsenal could play their back four and their goalkeeper against Manchester United for 3 hours. And the back four would have more of a chance of scoring than Hoyland, Zirkzee, and Garnacho.
You know, I disrespect.
The best thing about Arsenal versus Manchester United is the content that we get from social media. It's like the two biggest social media fan bases. So like the collabs and you know what I'm saying? It's like the crossover episodes. All that is really cool. But the game itself, again, it's like what Tom said. Like there's nothing really positive to go on at Manchester United that you can have any kind of hope. Like if they were to get anything from this game, that would be a major upset.
It would. And look, Joshua Jack here says only positive is we played better against the big six teams, and we have done. The Liverpool game being a standout. The problem is with that is that since that Liverpool game, there's Ugarte is now out injured. Maguire is out as well. So there's two more injuries. We've
Garte's
added.
out as well, yeah.
Garte and Maguire are out injured. Obviously, Ahmad is no longer in that team and available. Mainu has been mentioned out. Lissandro Martinez, who was pivotal from a defensive standpoint in those games, in all those games, away at Arsenal, but also set up Mainu's, not Mainu, sorry, set up, I can't remember his name. Why can't I remember his name? Ahmad's winner against Man City, scored the opening goal against Liverpool as an example. So we're sort of almost 50% of those teams that started those games are now out injured. And we're not a team that is purring in terms of our system or anything. So listen, I wouldn't disrespect, if it was the other way around and the boot was on the other foot, I wouldn't disrespect an historic fixture where my team struggles. So whenever I go to Anfield, no matter how bad they've been in my life, we've always had a lot of struggles there. So I wouldn't disrespect it just because I don't like upsetting the football gods. At the same time, it is a game that if they come into it with the intensity they had against PSV, Arsenal should win. My hope for this game, and it's not analysing it really, it's hope, is the way Arsenal played against PSV, there was belief, there was hope, there was a zip. In the previous two Premier League games, I almost feel like Arsenal would almost conceded mentally that the league was over. So my hope is that they come to Man United and there is a little bit of playing in second gear because they're not pushing for that league title anymore. And the hope is that the intensity is slightly off by 5-10% and it opens up some opportunities for us. But that's the only way I think we can beat Arsenal this weekend, is they are not at their best and we get a little bit of fortune because listen, Xerxes scored a good goal yesterday. Yes, it was kind of down the middle, but it was because he shot when the goalie didn't expect and the goalkeeper's feet were planted. And that wasn't bad. But even when we make openings, 9 times out of 10, we make mistakes. And even if we're better than Arsenal and we go 1-0 up and 2-0 up, someone's going to get sent off. Someone's going to give away a penalty. Onana is going to throw the ball into the back of his own net. And that's the thing about being a Man United fan at the minute. I have to be honest about it. Even when we're Ipswich and nowhere near Arsenal's level, made a massive mistake in the opening 5 minutes. We actually then played really well for 35 minutes, got leading in the game. And it was the first match the whole time under Ruben Amorim where I've gone, we're 2-1 up and I'm relaxed. As soon as I relaxed, fucking Dorgu gets sent off. So for me, that's the most agonizing part of
Is he unavailable for this match, Dorgu?
Yeah, Dorgu's out suspended as well. I add that to the list. So for me, this is a game where if Arsenal don't win it, it is massively embarrassing for them. I'm not saying you have to win 5-6-7-0, no crazy stuff like that. But if Arsenal walk away without 3 points against a team that are 14th with, again, this isn't a team with a purring system who are challenging. They've got 3 or 4 players out injured. This is a team that is on its arse, struggling to adapt to a new manager with half its team out injured and suspended. You should be coming to Old Trafford and winning, in my opinion. I hope you don't. I hope we do it. I'll be singing. Again, the manager's not going to do what I want. For me, I love this rivalry and I love winning it. I absolutely do. 100%. At the same time, Man United need to win that Europa League. Forget the trophy, for the financial element that the Champions League gives us to improve the squad next year. He isn't going to do it, Amorim, by the sounds of his press conference, but I'll be starting 2 or 3 of the kids and leaving the more experienced players on the bench because they get injured in this game. The Sociedad match on Thursday becomes even harder. I know he isn't going to do it. And I do. There is a part of me that the United fan that just wants to win today is like, no, we've got to try and beat Arsenal, bragging rights. But then the more level-headed United fan to me saying, hang on a minute, Terry, we really should be prioritizing the Europa League because for the long-term future of Man United, that money is needed. But yeah, I'm dreading this game. If I'm being honest, I think we're gonna be awful. I think you're gonna put 2 or 3 goals past us. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we beat you, but yeah, it's not looking good, bruv.
If we play anything like we did against Forest or West Ham, you got a chance. Let's be honest. And in the Premier League, our performances have been stinky in the last few weeks. So with that being said, Tom. With that being said, I'm still confident we're going to win the game, but it's not going to be a walkover. It's not going to be easy. I see it more of a 2-1 than a 2-0. Like it's going to be a game.
You're going to be up against Victor Lindelof in the Premier League.
I
thought he left 2 years ago. Victor Lindelof still here. Diogo Dalot at left back. Oh, sorry, left wing back, which is even worse. Casemiro in big 2025. And a front 3 of Garnacho, Xerxes, Højlund.
And they've also got Onana.
We've lost to United's
Can I ask you guys a question?
Like 6 defenders, bro. So,
yeah, but that was a Fergie one. But can I ask you guys a question? Would any of you start young Obi against his former club Arsenal, or do you just think that's too much too soon?
Anyone's better than Hoyland.
Yeah, you have nothing to lose right now. Why not?
Yeah.
You have nothing to lose. So
the boy's confidence, if he has a stinker.
He's not allowed to play in Europa League, is he? You're not allowed to play in the Europa League because you didn't register him. So
yeah, so
these
might
minutes.
as well, man.
But what happens if he goes out there, has the game of his life, scores? Like, I know you said about confidence, but it could go either way. Like, if he has a stinker, he's going to get crucified, right? By a lot of the Arsenal fans. If he scores and makes a name for himself, it can go either way. I'd
but the thing is, though, right? Like
he don't look Rashford ready though. But I hear it.
But like, I don't like this whole like narrative about like killing a player's confidence. Then like, why is he in the squad then? Like, if you can't throw him out there to start, even though the other striker is playing like trash, then why is he there if you're worried about, oh, well, this game might kill his confidence? Like, he's playing at a top club at a top level of football. So it's like, who cares? Like,
I hear it.
You have nothing to lose.
I hear it, but we're talking about a 17-year-old kid starting against Arsenal. I'm not saying he shouldn't come on and play, but I'm not even saying he shouldn't start, but there is a chance if he starts.
To your Rashford point, though, Rashford wasn't ready. Rashford was third in line from the academy to get promoted to the first team. It was just 2 or 3 injuries to the first team squad. And then I think it was Ashley Fletcher and another striker whose name now eludes me were all ahead of him in the pecking order from the academy. It was just a little quirk of fate, and he came in and scored 2 braces back to back. What I would say,
first brace, Terry. You see the first brace. Do you think he plays the Arsenal game if he doesn't score that first brace?
I don't think he's maybe not. I mean, if the injury to Martial in the warm-up didn't happen, then he doesn't start either of those games. So I do look at it both ways. What I would say, where I get where you're coming from about being ready. I wouldn't be starting in, week out from this point. I don't think any 17-year-old should start and play that much game time when they're that young. I think that there's always the exception, but you look at the majority of kids that play regularly at that age, when they start declining physically, it's normally late 20s, early 30s, and I want him to have a longer career. So a few people in the comments saying physically it's not right. Listen, this kid's 6'5". You saw him got physically out-muscle Bassi. I'm not worried about a physical battle in one game. But for me, I'm not worried about what Arsenal fans may or may not say or do to him. Because if you're his management right now, as in the club's management, if you're his agent, if you're his mum and his dad, you're just saying this. If you're starting, son, win, lose, or win, do it. Go on socials. But just stay off your phone for a day or so afterwards. It doesn't matter how bad or good he is. Man United fans will protect a 17-year-old that's coming on in the circumstances we're in. So I'm not worried about his confidence being damaged in the long term. He could have the stinker of all stinkers, and he will practically get a standing ovation when he comes off by Man United fans. There'll be some toxic idiots online, but they're not even real fucking people. They don't have their real name. You know, they have a fake face. And I'm not talking about a YouTuber that changes their name. They show their face. I'm talking about the nameless, faceless accounts, you know, that use stake advertising all the time. Those dickheads. Like, it's, you know, the account, every fan base has got them. No one's ever met any of these people. Are they? I think they're all the same person. I actually think there could be a strong chance they're all the same person. But anyway, a few of those accounts might give him some shit. But the general Man United fan base will absolutely have his back. So I personally would start him. But I do also get what Amorim's trying to do. He needs Hoyland to score a goal to try and spark some confidence. So I do get why he's playing, but I wouldn't. I'd go with young Obi for this game. I'd start.
He left Arsenal for opportunities like what he might have on Sunday. True. So throw him out there. Like that is the number. Like, and I know that people say, oh, well, he left for the money. But if I'm not mistaken, was it not because Manchester United offered him a pathway to the first team this season? So now that the opportunity is here, why would you not start him if the other striker's not playing well?
And also, more importantly, Hoyland's not working, so why not just try the other option?
No, I agree, and I thought he actually played quite well, young Obi. He had chances to win the game for us, and I'm not going to slag off a 17-year-old for missing them, but every time he got those chances, he looked more and more likely after that, and he started playing well. His first touch got better. I feel like just give him a start. The worst case scenario, he plays badly, and we bring on Hoyland, right? That's the worst case scenario in that regard. And yeah, look, some Arsenal fans online will give him a bit of shit, but look, he's going to get abuse from Arsenal fans for the rest of his career, win, lose, or draw. He could become the best striker in the world. He's going to get abuse. He could be playing at Barnet in 3 years. He's going to get abuse. I'm not. That wouldn't be a worry for me because he can just be told stay off your phone for 24 hours after the game. Do you know what I mean? Don't open the DMs. Like no Arsenal fan is. You know what people are like. No Arsenal fans are legitimately going to walk up to him and say anything or do anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, also, he's 6'5", he's 17, he's 6'5". Most of these trolls online are about 4 stone piss wet through little mummies boys. Do you know what I mean? Andrew Tate posters on their wall. What are they going to do? Do you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be that worried. I wouldn't be personally that worried about it. A few super chats here.